Welcome to the Healing Our Sight podcast. I'm your host, Denise Allen, and today my guest is Edith B. Kiss. She's a holistic therapist, a success habit coach, a #1 best-selling author, humanitarian award winner, and international speaker. Edith originally was a petroleum engineer working in the petroleum industry for 15 years before becoming a life coach full-time. During those years, she trained to become a Reiki master, a Sekhem healer, and a karma yogi. Hello, Edit.
Hi, Denise. Thank you for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. I'm excited for you to tell us about your journey and how you went from being a petroleum engineer to a holistic therapist and a life coach. That's quite a shift you made there.
Yeah, it seems like an overnight thing, but it always starts a long time ago. So when I was in my 20s, that's when I started to have panic attacks. And it was my university times when I was traveling a lot. And then I was in a foreign country and I even didn't know what was going on, what is happening to me. But when I returned home, I was looking for some solution and I didn't want it to take medication. So I was looking for some natural modality. And then I found Reiki and basically, I started to have sessions, Reiki sessions. It's helped to manage my situation, and then later I decided to learn it so I can help myself and also my family. And it was just like a sanctuary, a hobby for me. These conscious spiritual practices. And I also went into a family constellation therapies, also healing my relationships and myself and whatever I was triggered. So it's always brought me some new way of perspective, also some healing. So I really enjoyed it. But I was also doing my work. So I was an engineer on the other hand. And then there was a point when I decided that I'm going to quit the 9 to 5 because I felt overwhelmed. I felt stressed. I felt like I don't have enough time for my children. So I really felt like I need to spend more time with them and also myself to put myself back into order because I was overweight, unhealthy. So I felt like I need change. And then later, when I started to use the Reiki science on me, the master science, then that's when I started to lose weight as well, which was a big pivotal in my life. Like I finally lost 20 kilos in 10 months. And then also I got into contracting position, which gave me a lot of freedom and having more time with my kids. So I really enjoyed that. And then that was the time when I got introduced to karma yoga healing. And karma yoga healing had a most profound effect on me because of the technique we used there. The Samadhi meditation actually opened my third eye and activated my pineal gland, which allows you to channel more ideas and make you like aligned with your purpose. And I think that was initiated me like I want to do more like meditation with people, healing with people. So it gave me an urge, an empowerment into that direction. And it's also giving me the breadcrumbs from the universe, like what step to take, how to get there. And then I also realized that the other modality I learned there, the source memory healing, how powerful is that with certain patterns and illnesses and mental issues. So I started to use that as well. And then I realized that is really amazing. And I need to show that to people and, heal people with that. So it was in a couple of months, literally like from January when I did the first Samadhi meditation. And in June, I was already moved to another country from Hungary to London, and I established my business within 2 months. So it was really quick at that time how it speeded up because of this whole third eye opening situation. Yeah.
Oh, that is amazing. I think that there's probably going to be a lot of people that are listening that are not familiar with any of these modalities that you're talking about. Um, Particularly, you mentioned the Reiki at the beginning. Can you tell us a little bit about how that works?
Reiki is an energy healing technique which was created by a doctor from Japan who went to Buddhist monks, and then he kind of channeled this knowledge. And It's an energy healing technique, which means you connect to the source energy, you invoke the source energy, the light, basically, and then you project it through your palms to the clients. And when you are in level 1, you do it face to face, but when you are reaching the level 2, basically you can do distance healing. So then you use certain signs which allow you to open that portal basically and send the healing distance. And then the third level is like when this is level 3 is the master level, is when the signs you add an extra sign, and this makes it much more powerful basically. And what I realized with Reiki is helping you to balance your energy centers, clearing the chakras, the blockages out of your system, so your body can self-heal. But it's because the chakra blockage is happening due to triggers and your negative emotions as a reaction towards triggers, they can block themselves back later as you get triggered. If you don't set enough boundaries, if you still consuming the same content or same, situations, same people, same environment, then basically a couple of weeks later, you feel like you need to go back again for another Reiki healing, right?
Right.
So these processes, I feel like it's kind of a quick fix, but it can also encourage you somehow to start shifting and changing your life, because it's raising your vibrations. So it's affecting your mindset basically, and then what you want to attract into your life. But I always felt like it's a quick fix kind of thing, unless you change your circumstances and your lifestyle and everything. And then, so Reiki is this energy healing.
That's the one I'm more familiar with because I have had a session of that. And then, so you use that as your starting point, and then you bring in the other modalities that you're talking about?
Yeah. So when I was only a Reiki master and I haven't had the other modalities, I didn't do it like as a business. So I haven't used it as a business. It was just for family and friends basically, and myself. And then just later when I was introduced to karma yoga healing, then I added this to my business as well.
So what are the things that you use the most in your sessions, since you have these
Mostly,
different
yeah,
modalities?
yeah. It's the karma yoga healing, because that's the meditation, the Samadhi meditation, when you actually transcend into the subconscious mind and you activate your pineal gland, and then you open your third eye. So that's the one of the most important aspect. And then the other one is the source memory healing, when we actually heal from the root cause. We release emotional traumas from the root, and then that's which is have a effect on your future basically and on your healing.
Does that include like generational healing types of things
Yes,
too,
yes,
when you're talking
because
source?
yeah, because when we do the release, we also release it from ancestors. We also release from the soul family, and then I also have a meditation library with all kinds of karmic depth release and ancestral karma release meditations, which is guiding through the client basically to release all of those aspects, because we have so many layers. We are a multidimensional beings, our spirit is multidimensional, and our spirit is still carrying all of these traumas and patterns and everything with it. So when we die or transcend, or how can I say this? When we die and then we leave this physical body behind, what happens is that people think that, okay, it's done, we are liberated now, it's cool. But you only leave your physical body, so you only leave the physical pains behind. If you were sick, for example, or had some physical difficulties, yes, you don't feel those anymore as a spirit, but you still carry with you your emotions, your traumas, your karma, all of those things. So that's in the next lifetime still haunting you. So when I work with this source memory healing, we also sometimes ending up in past life situations to release.
Okay, that's interesting. When we discussed today's episode, you talked a little bit about using some of these techniques to improve your vision.
Yes. So
Tell us a
especially
little bit about that.
yeah, it was really fun for me to realize this, because I had issue, like I was in my late 40s or like mid 40s when I realized that, oh my God, I can't read the books I used to read. In the evening I wanted to read a book, and it's like the letters got blurry. So I was like, oh my God, I need to have a reading glasses. And then I went to a doctor, and then they checked me, and then they gave me the test glasses and stuff. And then it felt so uncomfortable. It felt so weird, because it felt like it's pulling out my whole eyeball, it was really weird. And I was like, you know what? I don't want this. So I gave it back. I said, I don't want glasses. I'm just not going to read or whatever. And then that's how I was. And then a year later was when I got introduced to Samadhi meditation. And the Samadhi meditation, how it helps is because you activate the pineal gland. The pineal gland is what connecting to the third eye. And the third eye chakra is actually, if it's blocked or balanced, it's affecting your eyesight as well, because the closest organs are your brain and your eyes. So when the third eye is blocked, it can actually affect your eyesight. And how is the third eye can blocked is that when you have fear and worry of the future, and I see many people experiencing that. They are worrying about the future, what if, and then they have fear, like what can happen to me, or they have negative assumptions, So when you are experiencing these negative assumptions and worries, you're continuously blocking your third eye, basically. But when you do this Samadhi meditation, it's helping you to open it up. And then you start to have like very nice visions, like very nice purpose, like you see a path which you would enjoy, or encouraging thoughts, like ideas, what you can step on forward. And then you start to trust also the process, which means like the divine guidance, or, like where you are heading. So when you start doing this meditation, that's what is happening. And I just realized later, like I was doing this meditation, and then I don't even know when I realized it, maybe a year later, that somehow I wanted to read again. And then it's just like, oh, I can read. I don't need glasses. So I was like, because I also got my book published. I also got other books. And then, yeah, I was just like, because I wasn't even planning to read before. I was just like, I was always occupied by other stuff, and then I wasn't into reading. And then later, like, I think it was like 1 or 2 years when I, like, during COVID, when I wanted to read again. And then I was like, wow, I don't need glasses, I'm reading. And then now it's still the same. Like, I'm going to be 50 in July. And then it was 2018. So it's 6 years ago, basically. And yeah, I'm reading fine, so I'm really happy that I don't need glasses to read.
I did kind of a similar thing myself as far as reading glasses went. Did some natural vision improvement things and got rid of my astigmatism. And I hardly ever need to pull out reading glasses at all. Every now and then, if I'm really tired, I give in, or else I just take my contacts out, then read pills. But yeah, I totally am on board with that. I think I've done some energy healing with a different modality, and it's always coming up that it's the third eye that we have to clear for me.
Yes.
So I can see that that's where the connection is, and that's where if we can improve that, we can certainly see better. Did you say you helped your daughter that way also?
Yeah, so she had issues since she was a baby. So we didn't really know why she wasn't interested in like flashcards, or like some DVDs I was showing her, because that's how I was teaching my son for English. And then with her, it was just like she didn't bother, she didn't like or she didn't care. And then I didn't know because she's not seeing it well.
Mhm.
And she, when she was watching TV, then she wasn't always like, smiling and happy. She was sometimes just like looking at with a angry face, and then because she was probably concentrating and stuff. So we didn't know until she was 2.5, and then her eye started to go in, towards the nose. That's when we realized, oh, something is wrong. So then they measured it, and then she got glasses. But then she was wearing it for many years, and then now she's 13. But during COVID, or now later, maybe like in 2022, like a couple of years ago, she decided that she doesn't want to wear it anymore because it's bothering her skin, and then she just doesn't want to wear it. And she homeschooled, so she's not in school, so she's comfortable without it. And then we, for a whole year, she did not wear it at all. And then during that year, we did some meditation, but mostly I also used energy healing sometimes on her for other reasons, not for the eye specifically. But, when you do Reiki healing, is the energy always finds the way where it needs to go. That's the purpose. So I'm not controlling it. The energy controlling my hands, and the energy goes where it needs. So probably when I was doing healing on her, it was, going wherever it needed to go. And then it's probably also went to the eye. And then we realized that after a year or two, like we were like, oh, we need to go back to the eye doctor just for a checkup, because you haven't been for a while.
Mhm.
And she was very stubborn about it. So then we went back, and then we were very surprised that they said, like, with a whole big number, it went to the good direction
Yeah.
without she even wearing it. And we were like, okay, that's cool. And then eventually the doctor said, like, you know what, let's make a new glasses for you still. And then if you don't want to wear it, just wear it when you're watching some TV, or, when you are with electric stuff. So that's what she does now. And yeah, but she's happy. And then, yeah, so I think it's improved a lot. Yeah.
That's great. When you have sessions with someone, you're doing life coaching, right? As well as these kinds of modalities. How do you decide what kinds of modalities you're using with someone, and what does a session look like when you're doing that?
Yeah, so I have all kinds of clients coming to me, but mostly with PTSD, panic attacks, depression, anxiety, insomnia, and addictions or anger issues. So these are the most and feeling lost. That's another thing, which is also related to the third eye. So when they come to me, like, yes, I need to see first the condition, how anxious they are, how able they are to do already the source memory healing and the meditation. Because I had a person who came with panic attacks that she was so panicky that she was always crying and she couldn't even sit through a meditation. So with her, I had to start with the Reiki, basically, which normally not in my package. I normally don't do Reiki in my packages, but for her, I had to use it. So, and then if I have also some crucial clients who's having anxiety attacks, then I also use Reiki with them. But other than that, if it's a PTSD or depression, then we just go into the meditation immediately, and then we do the source memory healing and healing the root if there is no attacks issues. And the course which you mentioned, the coaching course, I created the life transformation system course basically for people to understand what can actually affect their life. Because sometimes you wake up in the morning and you are like, what's going on with me? What I'm feeling this way or that way? And they need to understand that there are so many things is actually affecting them, not just like, their own physical body or their own thoughts. There's so many layers. So in that program, I also explain this, and then I explain about the power of their thoughts, the positive thinking, also how to manage their schedules, also how to, how the energy works, like why is important to raise energy and all those kind of things. So basically, they have a more understanding about how they can actually properly lead their everyday life, with better habits and positive thoughts.
Okay, nice. Do you have some suggestions for daily habits that people who are listening can adopt in order to improve their vision?
Yeah, so one would be the protection. I always suggest that, UV protection for eyes when you go out to the sunlight, is really important. Also, protection for your eyes when you are in very strong lights. Like, for example, I use glasses. I use glasses, a very special glasses for my studio when I do recordings of my show, because I have studio lamps and they are very strong lamps. So I always put on the glasses to make sure that it's protecting my eyes. So protection is really important. So to get an UV protection or whatever you need, maybe if you use a computer on a daily basis, you need a glasses against that kind of lighting. So that's one thing as a habit to implement. And then the other thing is the Samadhi meditation. So start doing the Samadhi meditation on a daily basis. I have a free playlist, a meditation playlist on my YouTube channel. So everybody can tune in and find the Samadhi meditation there. And it's called Magical Karma Priestess. And so just go to the playlist and then you can find it there, the Samadhi meditation. This is what I would recommend.
Okay, good. I will put that link in the show notes so people can get there easily. Do any of those have specifics for vision improvement, or it's just overall as far as the meditations go?
Yeah, it's because we talked about the third eye and opening the third eye, so it's going to affect the vision as the best, basically because those are the closest organs to the third eye. Although it's affecting your whole vitality and focus and being even a kinder person, having better mood because of the hormone production, which starts with the pineal gland activation. But because the third eye is the closest organs are basically your brain and then your eyes, those are very much affected.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify because what we've been talking about with the meditations is a meditation for the third eye, right? Which is
Yes,
going to
others,
be
yes.
totally connected with our vision. And that's why we're wanting to start looking at those a little more. What role do you think mindset plays in our physical healing?
Oh, a lot, a lot. So, because everything is connected, and because I already talked about like positive thinking, and not having like negative assumptions, but more thinking positively, having and then because your thoughts affecting your emotions, and the emotions are, if they are in a low vibrational emotions, it can block the chakras. So to be in a higher vibrational emotion, which is the joy and happiness and bliss, you need to have positive thoughts because it's coming from there. And what kind of positive thoughts you can have is the gratitude, counting your blessings, and then enjoying what you do. Basically, search to do things every day what you enjoy. So then you're already raising your vibration, then you're already having positive emotions. And then from there, you take more positive inspired actions. So when you make a decision like what action to take, you're going to choose more the ones which is pleasing you and make you happy and feel happy. So that's one thing, how you are sure that you're raising your vibration and attracting positive things into your life. But the other thing what you can do with the mind is one of the things with after Samadhi, you can do a visualization, and in this visualization, you can visualize yourself seeing perfectly, like having already a perfect eyesight, like a vision. It's like, okay, you do the meditation, you get into transcendental state, and then you start visualizing yourself maybe for a couple of minutes having a perfect eyesight, which means you're programming your body to get there. And then it helping. And it's also Dr. Joe Dispenza, if anybody knows him, he also do this practice. And in his book called Becoming Supernatural, he also mentioning that he got this kind of ideas also from yogis. So there is a connection, and then he actually backed up scientifically all of this through neuroscience. So it's scientifically proven that it actually works to visualize in transcendental state to being healthy. That's how he healed himself as well. And then it's highly recommended for the sight as well.
Right. You mentioned your YouTube channel. Is that the best place for people to go to find your work? Or do you have a
I
website?
have Yes, I have a website, edithbkis.com, and then from my website, there is all my socials there. So if they only remember my name, edithbkis, and then .com, then they just go to my website and they can find the link to my YouTube channel and to all my other socials. So if they want to connect with me for healings, then they can just, WhatsApp me from my website. There is also a WhatsApp link there, or they can message me on Instagram or other ways.
Okay, great. If you were to give just one piece of advice to someone that's looking to heal their sight naturally, what would that be?
Again, just believe that everything is temporary and it can get healed because this physical body can always transform and change, so you can actually affect it with your mind, with energy, with meditation. So just have the belief that it's temporary and just accept it, not to fight against it, because the biggest problem what people do when they realize that there is some issue in their life, that they are having anger or feeling, as a failure, or feeling maybe even betrayed or feeling disappointed and upset, in the situation when they realize they're having some issues, or when they already in this issue for a long time, they, have that rage or anger about this. Why me? Why is this happening to me? So instead of that, accept the situation that, okay, this is what it is right now, but I know it's temporary and there is a solution and I'm going to find it, or the solution will find me because I believe in it. That's where, again, the mindset comes in.
Right. Yeah. I really love that. I find that when I'm on some of the support groups on Facebook, there's a lot of negativity, a lot of frustration. People really want to find solutions. They don't always know where to look. So often they're going to a regular doctor or they're going to maybe try vision therapy. Maybe they're only going to try surgery, but they're not necessarily looking for these kinds of solutions that have to do with themselves, right? With raising their vibration, with uh, knowing which option even would work, right? And even believing that things can change. I find sometimes people will say, "Oh, I've had double vision and they told me it's permanent," you know,
Mm.
which I never believe that. And I always tell people that, I don't think any of these conditions are permanent.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be where I am, you know,
Mhm.
and
Absolutely.
I think you probably can say the same thing with how you got rid of reading glasses and helped your daughter with her situation. So
Yeah, magic happens all the time. We just have to believe in it.
just have to raise your energy and vibration so that you can find the answer and get to the result that you want.
Absolutely.
Great. Do you have anything else that you wanted to add before we stop?
I also open my Skool community. Skool community. If people knows what is Skool, Skool is a platform where there are communities, and I have a group coaching there going on. And currently, there is a 7 days free trial, so people can join. And there is also a meditation library and the life transformation system course I talked about, and try all of this out. And also, I have a weekly 90 minutes class there. The next one is so it's always happening on Wednesdays. So if someone joining for a 7 days free trial, they can also experience this healing and coaching session with me in a group setting. And it's a lovely community, very welcoming community. So if you have any of these issues and you want to have like-minded people around you and then share your thoughts there and grow together, then this would be an amazing place for you. And it's called, my Skool community called Release with Ease.
Okay. I'll put that in the notes too.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for listening to the Healing Our Sight podcast. I'd love to hear from you. Please share and also join our Facebook community at Healing Our Sight to leave suggestions or comments. Have a great day.